Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood.
Welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood, one sculpt at a time. So the past few weeks while working on some Scooby-Doo characters, I remembered a crossover episode that they did where they introduced a certain someone. And at that moment I realized I had to make him. He's the man, the myth, the hair, and somehow the confidence. So without further ado, today we're going to be sculpting Johnny Bravo. Now, if you grew up watching Cartoon Network in the late 90s and early 2000s, there's probably a pretty good chance you remember Johnny Bravo. Johnny was basically the perfect combination of muscle, sunglasses, hair gel, but the thing that made him the most iconic was his unwavering confidence. I mean, this guy believed that every single woman on Earth was obsessed with him, despite the fact in almost every episode he was getting slapped, rejected, straight up judo slammed. Didn't matter, nothing was shaking him. And honestly guys, I think we could learn a little bit from Johnny Bravo. Well, maybe not the womanizing part, but we could have a little bit more confidence. So that being said, men, if you're at the gym and there's a girl that looks in your direction, that does not mean that she likes you. It means she loves you. Go talk to her. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Anyway, now that I'm done with my spiel, we can actually start working on this sculpt. So after I've established what his head shape is going to look like, we can go ahead and start adding his upper brow. For this, I took a flattened out worm of clay, pressing that above where his eyes are going to be. Then after smoothing that out and doing a little bit of refinement, we can go ahead and set that aside so we can work on his glasses. Now, Johnny Bravo is known for his sunglasses, so I feel like these are probably pretty important to get out of the way first. So for this, I went ahead and made a little frame that is going to be making up the frames of his glasses. And then for the actual lenses, I did want them kind of transparent. I know they're sunglasses, but I want them to be somewhat see-through. So I'm going to be taking these pieces of glue stick that I sliced in half, and then I'm going to be painting just one side. And then I'm going to flip it over and add some resin to the other side, and this is going to give it a somewhat transparent look. So after applying the resin and smoothing it out with a toothpick, I go ahead and blast that with my UV light. And once that's fully cured, we have ourselves a nice little looking lens. Went ahead and made the other one off camera. I'm just gonna do a little size check to make sure I was happy with how those looked. And I was, so I'm gonna be adding just a little bead of it to the top, and then we're gonna be curing those on to the frame. I felt like this was a little bit easier to do instead of using super glue. Just wasn't sure how super glue was gonna react with the glue sticks / frames, so I just went ahead and used resin instead. Once those were cured, we have ourselves a nice looking set of shades. Now I do add a little nose bar later on, but I don't think I actually filmed it. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick those back on the face just to do a quick little size check to make sure I was liking how those looked. He gives a shake and approval, so we can actually go ahead and start working on his eyebrows again. Now I really want to capture that raised eyebrow look that he does. So for this, I'm just gonna go in with some silicone sculpting tools, adding some wrinkles and adjusting that one eyebrow just to be lifted a little bit higher than the other. I was pretty happy with how that was looking, so now we can go into his nose. I start off with a small dank nug of clay that I'm gonna work into this kind of triangle shape. Really just trying to get the size of the nose, not too much the shape yet. Once I was happy with the size and position of that nose, I could then go in with another sculpting tool to actually start to give the nose a little bit more detail. Start out by using this pointer-shaped silicone sculpting tool to refine his nostrils. So I was happy with the shape of those. I could then go in with this very small ball stylus to actually start to push in his nostril holes. And after that, I was pretty happy with how his nose was looking, so we can move on to his little beady eyes. Using that same sculpting tool, I'm going to push in these little eye sockets before filling them with some pre-baked eyes that I made off camera. And once I had his face balls mashed into place, we could go ahead and start adding his lower eyelids. For this, I just flattened out a few strips of clay, laying that underneath his eye, slicing those to size, and then blending it in with a silicone sculpting tool. As for his upper eyelid, I'm going to be pretty much doing the exact same thing, except I'm going to be using a very thin strip of clay and just laying that over top of the eye. Now, I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure there's only one episode where it actually shows Johnny Bravo without his sunglasses, and it happens to be the one where he's on Scooby-Doo, and it's when him and Velma switch glasses, but in that he had very beady eyes, so we're going to be making these things extra tiny and kind of beady. But now that we're done with Johnny's micro eyes, we could slide down his face, moving on to his little side smile, his little smolder that is. Start off with this little Nike shaped bit of clay that we're gonna stick onto the side, and this is gonna be kind of his cheek getting pushed up by his cheeky grin here. Use a silicone sculpting tool to start to add his upper lip, adding some detail to that. And once I was happy with the placement of that, I did add this extra line on the bottom. This is going to help give me a little roadmap to where his lower lip should be. As for his lower lip, I'm just rolling out this little worm of clay, following that line that I drew in. Then I go in with my silicone sculpting tool to blend all that in. And I was pretty happy with the mouth so far, so we're going to go ahead and pause there and actually start to add a little bit more detail to his chin. Now in the cartoon he has a very boxy jaw, but it's a little unnatural, so we're going to try to make it a little bit more natural, but also sticking to the classic square jaw that he has. So after I was done refining the front part of his jaw, I'm going to be slicing out these little triangle bits on the back. This is going to be helping refine his jawline a little bit more, separating his jaw from his neck. So after a few precision slices, cutting out these little bits, I could go in with the back into my X-Acto knife to blend everything in and smooth it all out. Then I'm going to go ahead and pop on his glasses just to make sure we're in a good spot. And I was liking how that was looking so far, so I'm going to be going in with this wedge-shaped sculpting tool just to kind of refine his mouth even more, emphasizing his lower lip, adding some teeth on the inside of the mouth. And with that, his head's looking pretty good, so all we need to do now is add his ears. Start off with a little nugget of clay that I roll out into a ball before smashing it flat. Then take my X-Acto knife, just slice it in half, and I can take one of those little halves and start to kind of refine it into a little bit more of an ear shape. Moving that over to the head, applying that onto the side of the face, doing the same thing for the other side, and then I could go in, blending that into the rest of the head. Then I finish it off by taking a very small ball stylus to add some inner ear detail. And with that, that pretty much concludes his head, so we could go ahead and pop into the oven for its first bake. And with Johnny's meathead back from the oven, we could go ahead and start working on his thick neck. Now I do just want to clarify, I did not bake him with those glasses on because they would have melted. 100%. But as for his neck, all I did was taking a fat chunk of clay, rolling out into a kind of a tube shape before sticking it onto the back of his head where his neck should go. I then go in with that silicone sculpting tool to start to refine the neck, adding that detail back to the jaw just by smoothing it out, and then pop his glasses on again for some reason because he can't be seen without them. And then we could actually go ahead and make his Adam's apple a little bit more prominent. And with that, his neck's looking pretty good, so we could go ahead and start adding his body. I did go ahead and bake the neck just so I didn't accidentally crush it, but we're going to be inserting this little piece of armature wire into the bottom of his head. This is going to be making up his spine. We go in with this big old chunk of clay, and this clay that I'm using is called Super Sculpey Ultralight. It's kind of my preferred method. Instead of using tin foil, I just use this clay instead. And since his body is quite large, I don't want to be using all my Super Sculpey, so I'm just going to be using that. So once I add that main chunk on, I could stick this little chunk on the bottom just to make his snatched waist. After blending that into the rest of the torso, we could go ahead and start adding his boulder shoulders. For this, I took a big ball of that Super Sculpey Ultralight, slicing it in half. Then I'm taking each half, applying those to the side of the body where his shoulders should be. Then after blending those in, we could actually go ahead and start adding some muscle detail. Now, despite the fact he is wearing a shirt, we are going to be seeing some muscle showing through. And for this, I'm just using a silicone sculpting tool to carve in those muscles, starting off with his abs. Once I had a six-pack drawn in, we could go ahead and draw the underline of his pectorals. So once we've established kind of the rough shape of his muscles, I could then go in with my fingers, smoothing them out to make it look like the shirt's over top. And to really emphasize the fact that he's wearing a skin-tight shirt, I'm going to be adding some wrinkles extending from his arms and waist and chest to really emphasize that it's very tight. And with that, I was pretty happy with how he was looking, so now we could go ahead and take these little bits of armature wire, inserting those to where his arms should be, and also doing the same thing for his legs. And with that, he's looking pretty good, so it's off to the oven for another bake. And with Beef Boy's body back from the oven baked to a crispy perfection, we could go ahead and pop off his legs to make it a little bit easier to access his arms. And as for his arms, we're going to be really bulking these bad boys up. This dude has some guns, let me tell you. So rolling out some big old thick tubes of clay, we're going to be sliding those down those pieces of armature wire, and then blending those into the shoulders. And then as for Curly's forearms, I'm going to be just doing a slightly smaller version of that bicep tube. After giving it a tapered pinch toward the wrist, I can blend that into the rest of the arm. After blending everything in, I was pretty happy with how that first arm came out, so I went ahead and did the second one off camera. And there we could go ahead and start adding his rolled up sleeves. Now, to achieve the sleeve, you must roll out a thin strip of clay, slicing it to its desired thickness, wrapping that around the upper section of the bicep. I could then go in with my dirty phalanges to blend that into the rest of the torso. And after satisfied with the first sleeve, we could then repeat the process for the other side. wrapping, slicing, rubbing, and with that, we're good to go. And with that, his arms and torso are looking pretty good, so we could go ahead and move down to his legs. Now to start things off, we are going to be bulking up his crotchal region by adding this chunk of clay, just kind of mashing that into the torso. And by doing this, I accidentally covered up the holes that were for the legs to go into, so I have to refine those. But once I did, we could then pop those legs back out and start to actually sleeve them up. Now we're going to be basically doing the exact same thing that we did for the arms, except we're just going to be a little bit smaller because he has got those micro legs. Because who needs legs when you have a back the size of a garage door? Am I right? So I just go around adding these chunks of clay onto this piece of armature wire, blending them in together to give him that signature kind of split action stance that he will randomly bust out. But once we had those legs into place and looking mighty thin, we could go in with a silicone sculpting tool to start adding some wrinkles to his pants and just some subtle detailing. With that, his pants are looking pretty good, so we could go ahead and actually add the bottom of his shirt. Much like his micro sleeves, I'm taking a flattened out strip of clay, just wrapping that around his torso, matching up the back end, blending it all in together. I could then go in with one of my sculpting tools to kind of reintroduce some of those ab detailing and wrinkles. And with that, his body's looking pretty good, so it's off to the oven. And with Johnny Boy back from the oven, all we gotta do now is add his feet and hands. Starting off with his feet, I'm just gonna be taking a couple of small balls of clay. I'm gonna be rolling out into kind of almost like an almond shape actually. Gonna flatten it down on one end and then give it a tapered toe. For taking my X-Acto knife, cutting out a half circle in the back. I can then take that shoe, mashing that onto the front part of that leg, and go around blending it in, kind of refining the upper section of the shoe, making sure the shape looks nice. Once I was happy with that first shoe, we can basically do the exact same thing for the other side, except the only difference is he's kind of standing on his back toe, so I give the shoe a little bit of a bend in the middle. But other than that, we're just repeating the same process of molding it and blending it. As I was happy with how that was looking, we could go ahead and add the rolled up section of his pants. And for this, there's really nothing too special. We're doing the exact same thing that we did for the shirt, just taking a long strip of clay, wrapping that around his ankle, blending it in. With that, I was pretty satisfied with how his feet and pants were looking, so we could go ahead and move on to his hands. Starting off pretty much the exact same way as his feet, we're gonna start off with a ball of clay, then I'm gonna start to pinch and pull out a thin little piece, and this is gonna be one of his fingers. He's kind of doing like a pointing dance move. I don't even know really how to describe this position that he's in. It's one of his action poses. It's very Elvis-like. But after I got that, we could then start to shape out his other fingers. And I go around with a variety of different sculpting tools, just adding some detailing to the hand. So I was happy with how that was looking. We can move on to his thumb, and for this I just rolled out a small little maggot of clay, smashing one end. Then we can stick that onto the hand and blend it in. Go ahead and go back in with the same sculpting tool to start adding some more finger details, such as fingernails and wrinkles on the knuckles. And with that, his hand's looking pretty good. So I went ahead and actually made the other hand off camera. With that, he's got two little pointers. So we can move over and start to actually put those onto his wrists. So once I got those hands into the position that I was wanting, it's now just a matter of blending those into the rest of the arms. And with that, Johnny Bravo is looking pretty good, so we could go ahead and pop it in the oven for its final bake. And with Johnny the Yolk Show back from the oven, we could go ahead and start the painting process. Now, I always like to start my sculptures off by painting them with an initial base coat of their initial base coat colors. And for this, we're gonna be starting off with the black for his shoes. So once I got a nice thick layer of paint on his little curb stompers, we can move up to his shirt. Now, since Johnny Bravo is approximately 80% torso, painting his shirt is probably gonna take a little while. So I'm gonna take some time to make an announcement. And that is I officially started channel memberships. So basically, if you really enjoy the videos and you want to support the channel just a little bit more than you already do, there's going to be a button down below that if you click that, it'll take you straight to the membership page. And with the membership, you'll get a few little fun perks like some custom emojis, your name in the video. I'll also do some behind the scenes photos and updates on future sculpts. But most importantly, you'll be supporting an artist chase his dream, and that's pretty amazing. Almost makes me cry. So if you're interested, definitely consider it. But anyway, now that we're done painting Johnny Bravo's 7 acres of torso, we can move down to his pants. And for this, we're gonna be going over top of it with a dark blue. And for this, I went ahead and mixed up a couple colors. The first one being ultramarine blue, and then we mixed in a little bit of black to give it kind of a grayish tone. So once we got that fully covered, then we can move on to his skin tone. Now to achieve this light flesh tone that I'm getting, I'm using a color called Unbleached Titanium, a little bit of this color called Dark Flesh, which is this kind of yellowish orange color, and then I'm adding just a little bit of this color called Blood Red. So once I had all those colors mixed together, I go ahead and water it down pretty significantly. That way I could lay it over top and build it up in multiple layers. This is gonna help to eliminate a lot of the brush strokes. But once I had both of his arms completely covered, we can move on to his face, and for this I'm using the exact same color, except I'm watering it down even more. That way I'm making sure that I'm getting all the detail in the face and not accidentally clogging up those pores with too thick of paint. And the last thing we need to do to finish off the base coats is paint his eyes and teeth, and for this I'm going to be using a color called Bone White. I like to use this color instead of just using pure white because I feel like it gives it a little bit more of a natural look. And with that, his base coats are complete, so we could go ahead and start making him look a little bit more lively. We're going to start off by painting his face with a red wash, going over his cheeks, eyes, ears, nose, chin, mouth, forehead, pretty much the entire face, but basically all we're doing is adding this very watered down red wash over these highlighted areas. Then after letting it sit there for a few seconds, I go over top of it with a piece of cloth, dabbing it off, and I really just repeat this process multiple times until I'm honestly happy with it. There's really no method to the madness, it's just putting on paint and then wiping it off. So once I have his face looking like it's overly sunburnt, we can go in with a blue wash going over his lips and chin. We're just gonna really let this sink down into all those little cracks and those little pores that I added in. This is gonna help sell the illusion of stubble, kind of just that 5 o'clock shadow look. Like he's put together, but not quite, you know? I don't know, just feel like it adds a extra layer of realism to the character. Once I was done with that, we can move up to his eyes, adding that same blue underneath to build up his eye bags a little bit. We can go ahead and pause there on his face, let that dry, and then move on to his arms. As for the arms, I'm using that exact same red wash that I used for the face, except I'm using a little bit of a thicker version over his elbows and fingers. And then I go back in with that lighter wash just going over top, and I just repeat this process multiple times until I'm happy with how that looks. For his pants, we're just going to be dry brushing a lighter blue over top. The color that I'm using for this is called medium blue. It's just straight out of the tube, and once I had that dry brushed on, I was pretty happy with how those britches were looking, so we could go ahead and move up and work on his eyes. Now, like I said before, we've actually never seen what his eyes look like, so I'm going to be taking some artistic liberties here and making his eyes blue, because, I don't know, just felt right. Just started realizing they're a little off center, which kind of actually adds to the character a little bit more. But anyway, with that, his paint job is complete and we can move on to his hair. To start things off, we're going to be adding his eyebrows, and for this I'm just using some synthetic wool, and then I'm going to be rolling them out into these little kind of slivers. And then we're just going to be using this stuff called Fabric Fusion to glue them on. So once I had that classic raised eyebrow look, I was pretty happy with those eyebrows. We could go ahead and start the journey of adding this giant fro and this massive pompadour, this Johnny Bravo special, or whatever you want to call it. But for this, I'm going to be laying down a nice thick layer of that Fabric Fusion. Then I'm going to be using this yarn that I actually combed out into these long hairs, and they were actually white, but I dyed them this yellow color, and I will probably go into more detail on how I do that in a future video. But after I'm done gluing those onto the top of his head and have this nice little Street Fighter moment, we could go ahead and glue these little side bits on the side. And with that, we have this nice crazy head of hair that we just need to trim up and make it a little bit more Johnny Bravo-esque. But with that and a little bit of off-camera detailing, we're on to those JCPenney glamour shots. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below of who you would like me to sculpt next. And with that, I'll see you next time.
Para español, marque 7.